In the last 54 years, the ghoul, or zombie epidemic, has gone from one small town in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to the entire Earth, killing 99% of the human population. Over this time, these creatures have evolved far beyond the shambling walkers previously known. Welcome back to Nature's Greatest Miracles. Today, we'll be talking about the zombie, a master of rapid evolution. The zombie epidemic broke out after a probe sent to Venus unexpectedly returned to Earth carrying Venusian radiation that had never been encountered before. When NASA attempted to destroy it, they mistakenly spread the radiation all across Pennsylvania, most of which fell over Evans City. This video shows the rate at which the radiation spread over one night. When this radiation came into contact with human corpses with an intact brain, the bodies were piloted by the radioactive waves. These are what we now know as the zombie.
The normal question, the first question is always, are these cannibals? No, they are not cannibals. Cannibalism in the true sense of the word implies an interspecies activity. These creatures cannot be considered human. They prey on humans. They do not prey on each other. That's the difference. They attack and they feed only on warm human flesh.
The first incident of zombies killing humans was on the 1st of October 1968 in the Evans City Cemetery. A 28-year-old man named Johnny Striner was knocked unconscious at roughly 8 p.m. by a zombie and heavily bitten, dying before the night was over. The body of Johnny was disposed of in a pit of fire along with dozens of other zombies on the morning of October 2nd, 1968. The zombie virus is caught via one of two ways: dying in a way that preserved the brain enough for reanimation to take place, or far more interestingly, being bitten by a zombie. Once bitten, you have anywhere from 5 minutes to 3 days left to live, depending on how many bites you've received and where they are. If there is only one bite and it is on a limb, quickly sever the limb before the virus can spread.
Decomposition occurs first in the frontal lobes, the neocortex, and next in the limbic system, the middle brain. But the core is the last thing to be attacked by the decay. It's the R complex, sir, that central bit of prehistoric jelly that we inherited from the reptiles.
Reports showed that zombies in the area were using objects as bludgeons and adopting traits they had used in life, showing hope that curing was possible. However, hopes were quickly crushed.
Intelligence, seemingly little or no reasoning power, but basic skills remain are more remembered behaviors from normal life. There are reports of these creatures using tools, but even these actions are the most primitive. The use of external articles as bludgeons and so forth. I might point out to you that even animals will adopt the basic use of tools in this manner. These creatures are nothing but pure, motorized instinct. We must not be lulled by the concept that these are our family members or our friends. They are not. They will not respond to such emotions.
The outbreak seemingly stopped a couple months later until January 1978 when a zombie was spotted at a housing project in Pennsylvania. A SWAT team was quickly dispatched to the site to dispose of any zombies on the premises. Many of them didn't return from the building. You might be wondering, how does one dispose of a zombie? The answer is quite simple: severing the brain from any living tissue. This can be done in many ways: guns, blunt force trauma, bladed weapons, and cremation.
People aren't willing to accept your solutions, Doctor, and I, for one, don't blame them.
Every dead body that is not exterminated becomes one of them. It gets up and kills. The people it kills get up and kill.
The public needs facts. What do you have to give us?
They kill for one reason. They kill for food. They eat their victims. Do you understand that, Mr. Berman? That's what keeps them going.
A few months later, the outbreak had become virtually unstoppable, as seen in this chart. Many scientists were tasked with stopping the outbreak, but by 1985, all efforts had been dismissed as impossible. At this point, for every living human, there were 400,000 zombies, leaving roughly 10,000 humans still alive.
They let them overrun us. They have overrun us, you know. We're in the minority now. Something like 400,000 to 1 by my calculations.
Eventually, research shifted from curing the undead to domesticating them. Dr. Matthew Logan, the head of this research operation, was stationed in the Florida Seminole storage facility, successfully domesticating a zombie under the name of Bub. It was in this experiment that it was learned how zombies can speak very primitively, as well as even being able to operate more complicated weapons, such as guns.
Say hello to your Aunt Alicia. Say hello, Aunt Alicia. Hello, Aunt Alicia. Hello. Take the bullets out, please, and let me have your pistol, Sarah. It's empty, Captain. We saw the bullets come out. Let's see what he does. Let's see what Bub does in this situation.
Other such behaviors Bub could remember from previous life was reading, listening to music, shaving, and in the case of Bub, he was able to salute Logan's commanding officer, Captain Rhodes.
Apparently he was in the military. Return a salute and see what he does.
You want me to salute that pile of walking pus? Salute my
Your ignorance is exceeded only by your charm, Captain. How are we going to set an example for them if we behave barbarically ourselves?
Some of Dr. Logan's other work included a study on what parts of the body a zombie can live without, and the effects of a Floridian sun on the undead flesh of zombies. Unfortunately, due to an underqualified superior officer, Dr. Matthew Logan was disposed of due to insubordination and improper body disposal. Much of his research was lost. While much info about zombies is no longer available, it is known that zombies have a lifespan of 10 to 12 years before they have decayed to the point of impacting motor functions. This, combined with the fact that zombies don't need food, means that a zombie is more than capable of waiting out its prey for years on end.
The brain is the engine, Sarah, the motor that drives them. They don't need any blood flow, don't need any of their internal organs. Now, I've severed all the vital organs in this one. There's nothing left of the corpse but brain and limbs, and still it functions. Look, Sarah, look. See, it wants me. It wants food, but it has no stomach. It can take no nourishment from what it ingests. It's working on instinct, on deep, dark, primordial instinct.
Many people had planned isolated underground farms to wait out the zombies on the outside for 12 years. It is unknown how many of these farms succeeded, due to the zombie epidemic lasting far longer than 12 years and the secrecy of these farms in general. Studies of zombies growing in intelligence grew over the next 20 years, eventually being able to communicate with other zombies and operate firearms almost exactly like a living human. It is unknown when, if ever, the zombie apocalypse will end. Thus leaving today's episode of Nature's Greatest Miracles at a bitter end. Thank you for watching this episode of Nature's Greatest Miracles. I've been your host, Professor Gap. In the next episode, we'll be discussing Frankenstein's monster, a man-made abomination.